Without further ado, may I invite everyone pay respect to Monk Daniel by bowing 3 times. Let's bow. Second bow. And third bow. May I please invite Monk Daniel to begin the session.
Yeah, good morning, good evening, and good afternoon to everyone on Mind Stories. It's already October 2nd. It's been a while, but we already, almost going to the end of the year. We're going into the 10th month and already the first Monday of the new month. So it's good to check up and see how everyone's doing. If everyone's still starting the month with meditation. If yesterday was the first, we didn't start it, okay, we can start today, the second. But hopefully you're practicing every day. And October is, the month of going into fall, going into the new season, right? And in America, October is like Halloween month. We go into like the dressing up and having the Halloween festival at the end of the month, but it's also the month about, scary movie and monsters and all that stuff. And I find it entertaining that, as we focus on movies and all the popular culture of like monsters happening, whether it's monsters like the boogeyman or monsters like, hiding in the shadows. We all have this like fear of monsters on the outside, right? As we're little, in Thailand, ghost stories is like one of the most popular thing. And for some reason, Thailand's very haunted with ghosts, so many different kinds of ghosts and monsters. There's so many names for different kinds of ghosts. And I think that's one thing that we have all in common, right? Whatever country we're from, whatever belief, I think whether it's in the West, the East, or anywhere in the world, we all have one thing in common is ghost story and monster story. We also have many other things in common, but it's interesting, right? We all have a fear of things on the outside of us that are unknown, of the darkness, right? And actually one of the scariest thing is not outside of us. The scariest thing is inside of us. And when we get older, we realize, I think we hopefully start to realize, the monsters on the outside or the different, stories about these different monsters, different ghosts, okay, they're just stories. But the scary thing is the people who don't control their mind and they do and say horrible things, right? That's more tangible and more real. We see it every day around us. That's more scary. And even scarier than that is yourself. If you don't maintain your mind, you don't look after your mind, I'm sure we've all said things and done things that we aren't proud of and not happy that we did those things. And that is the scary true monster, is not the monster in the closet, not the monster under the bed, but the monster of our own mind that is we don't have the control of it. That's more scary. Because when your mind is in a bad place, it can turn a good person to do horrible things, right? And it's also the other thing, if someone's very bad on the outside, but they take some time to change from the inside, from how they think, how they speak, and then they can also change from a bad person to a good person. And there's many examples of that, right? So what we're doing here every time when we practice meditation is to keep the monsters in your mind and keep those monsters and banish them. Because we all have the capability to be a monster, right? Some people can be angry monster, some people can be jealous monster, some people can be many different monsters, maybe just for 1 second, 2 seconds, or change back, right? So that's more scary. But when we meditate, we can put those monsters away, right? So, and if we keep meditating, we can even eliminate that and not be able to change, You don't have to, change into a werewolf when it's the full moon, right? we also change into an angry person when we right? We don't have to wait for the full moon to change. We can change right now if we don't control our mind. So I think we need to really practice meditation to keep our mind happy. And I'm glad that we're starting, everyone here on Mind Stories, we're starting our month with meditation. So as we practice every day, we look after our mind so that we don't get to that point. Or if we do get to that point, we can change back quickly. So we all have moments of where we change into not a super happy person to be around, right? And if we find ourselves changing often, then that should be, you don't have to blame anyone and blame yourself that, oh, I need to take care of my own mind, take care of myself more by meditating to keep my emotions in check and be more mindful of what I'm saying, what I'm doing, right? Which can be very hard if we don't practice meditation. Don't practice looking at ourselves, don't practice looking at how we feel. And that's something that I think most people in society, we don't spend that much time looking inside. We spend a lot of time looking outside to other people, right? But we don't really look at ourselves too much. So it's good. It's very good that we come and sit together to look at yourself and keep yourself happy. I really wanted to also talk about, I saw this and I think it's very interesting. It says, when the door of happiness closes, another door opens, but often we look so long at the closed door that we don't see which one has opened for us. So this is what happens to a lot of people. We have an unhappy situation happen, right? So most of us, we don't move on because we're stuck on that situation, whether it happened in the past or usually in the past, and we just stay with that situation and keep knocking on that door, hoping that it'll open again. And sometimes we don't even realize that when that door closes, another door opens. And it's so important because when we meditate, it's like we come back, calm ourselves, and then when our mind is calm, we can see in a different perspective. So that's when we'll be able to see, oh, there's actually a door that's open for us to go and do. But if we don't, and we just stay in that negative feeling, that sadness or whatever it be, and we're like at the same door trying to open that door again. And that's why we need to meditate, so we can take a step back from knocking on that door and take a step back, calm ourselves, and then when you open your eyes, you may see that, oh, from a different perspective, that there's another door for us to go through. And the important thing to remember is that the door of happiness, it opens from within. So we need to, if you feel that, oh, happiness is gone, the one happiness that is guaranteed to find, happiness on the outside is not very guaranteed because there's many factors and those factors are factors that we can't control, from how other people react, how the environment is today. But if we sit down to meditate in the right method, happiness is guaranteed because that door of happiness opens from within. So we just have to close our eyes, relax our body and mind, and I guarantee you will find that happiness. Keep meditating, keep relaxing, and the happiness will start to come out of your mind. Because luckily for us, even though we talked about monsters inside of us, we can also, it's not just monsters inside of our mind. If we meditate, those monsters will go away, and then we'll feel the happiness inside of our mind that's also there. It's a two-way street in your mind to be positive or negative, but it's up to us to be in control of what we're going to think and what we're going to immerse our mind in, to be peaceful or to immerse our mind in that negativity. And when we sit down to meditate, it's that tool to help you change when it's in a negative mood to a positive mood, or at the bare minimum, hopefully you can get to the neutral state, which I think we can all do, right? As long as we can bring our mind to the present, relaxingly, comfortably, and that is what, when we are focusing on the door that's closed, our mind is in the past. So we're still on the door that's closed. In order to get to the door that's open, we need to get out of the past. The way we get out of the past is use meditation, sit down, relax, and bring your mind to the present, away from that door. Bring your mind to the present in the past. Use the mantra, use the visualization to help you stay in the present instead of going back to the past. Okay? And then after the meditation, you'll see that, oh, there is a door that's open now. So let's take some time to meditate together, and then we can continue with any questions or anything that we would like to share, okay? So like always, before we start the meditation, please take a moment to get yourself ready. If you need to do a little stretch or drink some water or adjust where you're sitting, please feel free. So like always, let's take the time to stop looking outside and look inside. Look inside to where the happiness can be found. A happiness that we can rely on. A happiness that will always be waiting for you. But in order to get to that happiness, we need to start correctly. There's no need to rush. There's no need to hurry. Because that happiness is already inside of us. We just need to relax and take it easy. And we'll be able to access that happiness again. So take the time to adjust our body, to get yourself comfortable, to get yourself ready. As we close our eyes softly, gently, naturally. Closing our eyes in a way that is second nature, natural as we're going to sleep. Not thinking too much, and just reminding ourselves that it's time to rest. Time to recharge, time to let go. And continue to find and adjust our body to a comfortable position. Whether we're sitting on the floor, sitting in a chair, or wherever we may be. Take the time to find that perfect position for yourself. Perfect meaning that it feels good, comfortable, relaxing. A position that we can maintain easily and relaxingly. And continue to relax and release every part of our body. From our head all the way down to our feet. Take the time to scan, to check, to observe, making sure that every muscle, from the muscles in our face, our shoulders, arms, hands, every part of our body is free from any tension, tightness. In order to make sure that we are free from any hidden tension, we can use our breath to help us relax, to help us release. As we breathe in deeply a few times. Every time we breathe in, feel the breath. Feel our breath. Feel it entering your body, filling up your lungs, filling us up with relaxation, allowing it to soothe, to relax, to massage every part of our body, leaving us feeling loose, feeling light, as we continue to release and relax. We can put a small, content smile on our face. A smile to help you accept, to help us to welcome this relaxation that's starting. As we welcome, as we embrace this relaxation physically, it will help us to let go, gradually bringing our mind to the present as well. And now we have this foundation of relaxation physically. Now all we need to do is bring our mind and our body together in this present moment. Most of the time our body is in the present and our mind is somewhere else. Whether it's traveling in the past or traveling in the future. So let's let go of the past, the future, and bring our mind truly to the present. Whether it's by using a mantra, repeating in your mind continuously, like a song on repeat, or like a lullaby, repeating in your mind, Samma Arahang, Samma Arahang, Samma Arahang. Allowing the sound of that mantra to resonate. Almost as if the mantra is like a drop of water. As it drops into our mind, sending a ripple of peace, helping to cleanse, helping to resonate peacefulness, relaxation, pushing away any thoughts, clearing away any negativity, helping our mind to be clear and bright. Or for some of us, we can visualize, helping our mind to stay in the present, visualizing an image that we're familiar with, imagining it however we like, wherever we like, not worrying about the clarity, whether it's the sun, the moon, a star, a crystal sphere. Try to visualize it in a way that we can feel it, making the image feel warm or cool, smooth, trying to feel the presence of the image rather than seeing it clearly. Whether we use the mantra or the image, or even both, the key is to stay mindful and comfortable at the same time. The key is to help our mind to stay in the present, contently, relaxingly, comfortably, naturally helping your mind to let go, not forcing it, not rushing it, but relaxingly, comfortably bringing your mind bit by bit away from the past, away from the future. So all we need to do now is to follow our comfort, following what makes us feel relaxed, calm, content. Whether it's the mantra, the visualization, or at some point we may even feel that we just want to let go and do nothing. Be still, let it be. Meditation is like an art and a science. The art part being that we need to follow our feeling, be creative, be in tune with your emotion, following what feels right, physically and mentally. The science part is about following the formula, following the right method. But the formula and the right method is simple. All we need to do is be comfortable of both body and mind, making sure that we don't place our mind in a way that's too tight or too loose. But we find that middle ground where it feels natural, calming, it feels okay, it feels right, it feels easy, it feels smooth, it feels relaxing. That's how we know that we're following the right method, the right formula. We need to listen to ourselves, listen to your mind and body. Is the mantra helping? Or is the visualization? Or is both? There's no right answer all the time. That answer will change according to how we feel. But we'll know that the answer is correct when we pick the method, experiment, and see what happens. Feel what happens. If we pick the right method, it should feel right. It should feel relaxing. It should feel calming. The longer we stay with that method, those feelings should continue to increase. What feels right will change as time goes by. Sometimes we need to switch or change the method that we're using. But we don't need to get confused. Just follow what you feel. Follow what feels comfortable, what feels easy, what feels comfortable and relaxing at that moment. And when we feel that our mind is still, tranquil, we can just let go and do nothing. Enjoy the feeling. Because in the end, we need to get to that point where we can let go completely of the mantra, of the visualization, and just be still. Because meditation is like riding a bike. We need to find our balance. Once we find our balance, sometimes we need to pedal. But once we have enough energy, or once we get to the top of the hill, we can stop pedaling and just let the bike coast on its own, travel on its own. But once that momentum goes away, we need to start to pedal again, building up that momentum. Meditation is very similar. Sometimes we need to use the mantra, the visualization. That's like pedaling. And sometimes you don't need to do anything. So for now, just follow what feels right for ourselves. Follow the comfort, and that comfort will bring you to the stillness. So let's continue to relax, to release, and enjoy the rest of the meditation together in silence. สัพเพพุทธาภลปัตตาปัจเจกนังจยังพลังอรหันตานาเตเชระคังพันธามิสัพพโสสัพพพุทธานุภาเวนะสัพพธัมมานุภาเวนะสัพพสังฆานุภาเวนะสัทธาโสธีภวันตุเต By the power of the meditation, by the positivity generated in this meditation, may that positivity bless our life in every way. And when we are ready, we may slowly and gently open our eyes. As we're waiting for everyone, I'd like to pass the session back to Dr. Pam.
Thank you so much to Monk Daniel for such a wonderful guided meditation. And I believe everyone had a wonderful time and great meditation. I really had a great session. Thank you so much. And moving on, may I invite everyone to take a group photo together. So feel free to turn on your cameras and sharing your bright smile to each other. So let's smile. Cheers. Happy. Smiling. All right. Thank you so much, everyone. And I believe the photo has captured already. Okay. So next we will have a Q&A session. Feel free to share your meditation experience or asking questions to Monk Daniel. So he will help to elaborate more. And may I pass the session back to Monk Daniel, please.
Yes, thank you so much for your patience taking the photo and sharing your smile, whether or not you turned on the camera or not. Could you please give yourself evaluation to observe yourself, how you're feeling in the session, and if you can also, if you want to share in detail other than just a number, that would be wonderful as well. Or if you have any questions or want to share your experience and want to anything at all, this is your time. Okay, from Manish, 4. From Gal, 4.5, wonderful. 80%, okay, I think it's like a 4 or 5, right? Essa, 4. Wow, 5, 4.5, 4, 5. Wow, everyone so good today. Very good. Whether or not it's a 4 or a 5, every session should feel like, it's an opportunity to improve. So don't feel like even if it's not a 4 or a 5, it's not like a bad session or something like that in the future. Because a lot of us were very good this session, but just in the future, don't be down on yourself if you don't always feel like a 4 or 5 from the meditation. But take it from my master, or she said that every time we meditate, it's a victory in itself, and it's true. So like we mentioned in the beginning, when we meditate, we're kind of fighting those inner demons, those monsters inside our mind. So just taking the time to sit and try to fight it, try to calm it, is already a victory in itself. And especially if we feel even better after the meditation, that's a huge victory. So let's see if we have any question from Jordan. Thank you, Venerable Monk Daniel. So peaceful meditation, comforting and relaxing. Thanks. Thank you for coming, everyone. Taking care of your mind, so then you can be happy not only for yourself but also happy to everyone around you. That's very important as well. Would you can start at 8 p.m. It's not up to me. Maybe you can ask the Mind Story staff maybe in the future. um, really helped to slow down and re-energize fresh after a long, busy Monday. Thank you so much. Yes, exactly. Sometimes the week can be very hectic, especially when it's Monday, right? You're going into a new work week, and I I think, as Dr. Pam mentioned, is a good moment to like sit down and kind of reorganize yourself, re-energize yourself, so we have the inner energy to continue the rest of the week, right? So that's why I think, hopefully you're starting to see that meditation is very important. Kunal, is this meditation technique are by the teaching of the Buddha, so it's not outdated in today's era? Yes, I mean, I don't think I wouldn't say it's outdated at all, because the teachings of the Buddha is about the mind, and it's timeless, and no matter what age, what time frame, he's talking about the common thing that everyone will encounter in our mind, right? And by meditating, it's basically just dealing with what everyone has, is their mind. And as we meditate more and more, we're all human, we all have a mind. If we were just a body, it would just be, if you're a body without a mind, you're just a corpse. And if you're just a mind without a body, you're a spirit. So if you're living fully right now, we're both. And I think that's timeless. And he's just basically teaching how to deal with the mind and what is suffering coming from. And when you really look down to it, it's our own mind and how we're reacting to certain things. I love the introduction about ignoring the opening door due to concentrating on the one that's closed. I realized I did exactly that for years, so showing us a way to avoid it in the future is awesome. Yeah, you're not the only one. I think everyone is guilty of that. So luckily, if we meditate more, we won't fall into the same pattern in the future, right? It's like it's normal to make mistakes, right? It's normal to get into that pattern. But if we continue to make the same mistake over and over again, get caught in that pattern again, it's no longer a mistake, it's a decision. You chose to do it over and over again. So if we meditate, we'll be more aware that, okay, we're not going to do that same thing anymore, and be more mindful. And that's like, when you look about meditation and the benefits of it, right? And people say it helps you to be more mindful, and that's exactly right. As we meditate more and more, we're more mindful of what's happening in our mind. In the past, we don't even realize that, oh, my mind's actually in the past, Like, when you think about it, when I'm feeling sad, I'm feeling angry or something, usually it's because your mind is focusing on something not right now, right? Not right now. No one's yelling at you, no one's doing anything to you right now, right? But for some reason, what they said to you like yesterday or an hour ago, a minute ago, it's still with you, but they're gone, right? For example, but you're still focusing on what happened in the past. And actually in the present right now, nothing's happening to you. So you have to change your mind, change your focus. How is the body distinct from the soul, spirit, or both the same? The body is basically just like a shell, like almost like a robot. Like, the mind is more, to make us really be us, we need the mind, right? It's like the software. The body is like the hardware. So I think that's what separates them, and when the two come together, it makes you. But of course, when I guess I'll say in Buddhist idea is that this body is just a vessel, and our soul, our spirit is, can change to go somewhere else. So You can take it how you feel, or you don't have to worry about that, but you can worry about, now we have the hardware and the software, we can update it, like, new iOS to get rid of the bad functions in our mind. We can update it by meditating. So yeah, you don't have to believe me, give it a try, keep practicing, and you'll see, oh, I do update myself after this meditation. You feel more refreshed, you feel more relaxed. You can say like you updated your firmware today. Okay. What's the difference between the mind and the soul? Oh. It depends on how you view it, but I would say they're the same thing. They're the same thing. So the mind and what people call the soul, in Buddhist way of thinking, it's the same. It's the same. You can't open up your body to look for the soul or the mind, right? It's not a physical thing. But the cool thing, or the magical thing, you may say, or even the scientific thing, is that if you meditate, you can experiment for yourself, and you will be able to see and experience your mind and your soul. You don't have to take my word for it. You can try. That's what I like about meditation. It's like, if you practice and keep going, you can experiment for yourself and see what happens in that experiment. Right? That's the Buddha said it very well. He said, "Ehi Passcode," is Bali for, come and see, come and try. It's not something you have to believe, but you can give it your own effort and see, hey, does it, when you meditate, like you mentioned, you feel more relaxed, you feel more at peace. That's just the tip of the iceberg. There's a lot more to go, and then keep practicing, and you'll start to be able to make your mind and your soul, right now it's maybe untangible, right? But as you meditate more and more, you may realize that something that's untangible can be tangible, something that you can see and feel for yourself. It's kind of like the sun. Right now, it's in Thailand, it's nighttime, but it's not, doesn't mean the sun's not there, right? The sun's still shining, it's just on the other side of the world, right? And it's kind of like that right now. Your mind, your soul, maybe you don't feel it yet or see it yet, but as we meditate more and more, when the time is right, when your mind's in the right place, or when you calm yourself correctly, you'll be able to see what's already there. Okay. So I think that's all the comments for today, and okay, never mind. Currently reading a book by Dr. Joe Dispenza, Break the Habit of Being Yourself. It's all based on changing yourself with meditation. Very interesting read so far. Managed to reach. Yeah, exactly. I can't agree more that you can really change yourself from meditation. And I guess you may say that when you're not, as you meditate more, you can change yourself. So we all have bad habits, right? But as you meditate, you can change those bad habits, starting from your mind, how you think, how you see things, how you react to things. What is a sacred text for Buddhism? Yes, the Dhammapada is also a text. You can start from there if you like. Theta, brainwell. Yeah, exactly. When we get into deep meditation, we go through those different stages of the wave of your brain. But again, your brain is just the hardware part. It's kind of like your heart, right? Your heart slows down. Your heartbeat slows down, right? Your brain is also a thing. It changes modes according to the frequency of your mind. Okay. So thank you everyone, and I hope today was happy Monday, meditative Monday, and continue to meditate whether it's on Monday or not. Please meditate every day, no matter how short or how long. At least make it a habit to meditate every day. Don't be too hard on yourself to be like, oh, I need to, like, when you sit, I don't recommend you to like force yourself to like, I need to get a certain amount of time, but sit on how long you feel comfortable with it, and keep track of that time after. Like, oh, I sat comfortably for 30 minutes. I sat comfortably for 5 minutes. That's okay. And then when you have more time, sit down and sit to how you feel comfortable mentally and physically, and collect those moments. So I would say practice frequently and often, but don't really worry about the length right away. Don't make the length the main focus, because if you do that, you're gonna go into it as a job rather than a activity to relax, an activity to rest. So don't go into it thinking that it's a workout I need to do, or it's like a homework I need to do, or something like that. Think of it, oh, it's time for me to take a break, and however long that break lasts is up to you. But don't force yourself, right? Don't force yourself to get to a certain time if it's not possible at that time. Meaning that physically you're at your limit, then okay, stop. But when you feel better, feel ready to go again, give it another try, and that would be better in the long run. Okay, so thank you everyone, and hope to see you this following Thursday, and also next Monday as well. And so thank you, and see you soon.
Thank you so much to Monk Daniel for such a wonderful session. And I believe everyone really had a great time. And before ending the session, may I please invite everyone pay respect to Monk Daniel by bowing 3 times. First bow, second bow, and third bow.
To may the positivity that you generated within yourself by taking the time to meditate, may that blessing that you gave yourself help you to be relaxed, comfortable in body and mind, be able to overcome any negativity that may come into our life, helping us to have success and happiness in everything we do. And may this positivity look after you, protect you, guide you to continue to go on a righteous path of positivity. And most importantly, may you be able to connect to the true happiness inside every time you meditate, easily, quickly, and more deeply. And may you be able to keep that positivity within you and share it to our loved ones and share it to everyone we see.
Sadhu. And thank you so much for a wonderful blessing, and thank you for spending your valuable time to teaching and guiding us today. It's really awesome session. So thank you everyone. Looking forward to see you on this coming Thursday. Bring more friends to join and have a really wonderful week ahead. See you next time. Take care. Bye-bye.